Welcome to Revolved Boss and Bases, or Revolved Cuts. In this tutorial, we're going to learn how to take a shape. We're going to just use a basic geometric shape, revolve it, and then use the revolved cut and put a little shape to it. So let's get started. First thing we need to do is actually create our shape that we want to revolve. I've already opened my front plane. I'm going to open up a sketch. Like I said, I'm going to make it pretty easy. All I'm going to do is revolve a simple rectangle. I'm going to put a few dimensions on this just to make sure that it's not really big. We'll go 1 inch by 3 inch. We're going to revolve this around this axis right here, and so we'll have a wheel with this as the center that will be 6 inches long. This is just the radius. The diameter will be 6 inches. That's my sketch. I'm going to go to Features. I'm going to go to Revolved. First thing I have to do is pick the axis of revolution. I want to make sure that that's highlighted. I'm going to revolve around this edge. I can click on that, and as you can see, the preview gives it to you directly. You just hit OK. And there you have it. You've revolved a simple rectangle using one of the sides, or you've revolved it around one of the sides. Now let's say we want to put a hole in it. I'm going to again go to my front plane. And I want to put a hole right in the middle. So I'm going to go to Sketch. I'm going to create another sketch. I'm going to use the corner rectangle this time and go right on the edge. That happens to be the center mark. And I'll just create a rectangle, and then I'll dimension it to be the radius of the size hole that I want. I'm going to go 0.75. That's the radius, and so that will give me a 1/2 inch cut through the middle of that wheel. Now I can go to Features, Revolve Cut. Again, I'm going to pick axis of revolution, which is what I want it to be revolved around. I will click the axis I want, and you can see it revolved around that axis, and that's going to be a hole. I hit OK, and there's the hole. Alright, let's say we don't want a hole. Maybe we just want a groove of some sorts. Once again, I'm going to go to the front plane. And I'm not going to worry about where I put it or anything like that. I'm going to hit Sketch. And let's just put in something like this. So there is a kind of a weird looking triangle. But then I also I have to put in where I want it revolved around. I want it revolved around the middle. So I'm going to put a line in at the center point of if I could get that to work. Okay. So I'm going to revolve this in a cut around that line, and that should give me a cut all the way around that circle. So I go to Feature, Revolve Cut. It's a little bit different this time. I have an axis of revolution. I want to pick that. I also have my selected contours, and I want to pick that. I also want to make sure this thin feature is turned off. When I turn it off, now you can see the actual cut. This thin feature is for some other things. We don't want to deal with that. I hit OK, and there's my cut. You can use this tool, especially the cut, to put all kinds of different shapes in here when you design. But that is the basics for how to use the revolved cut and the revolved boss and base.